They did a scan, an MRI, and the brain aneurysm is gone. God has healed me. Our campus ministry, Mustangs for Christ, met a young man who was coming to the events and coming to the group, and over the course of over a year, he became a Christian, and so that was last fall, and participating in our church, folks getting to know him, but a very quiet and very shy person, kept things really close to the vest, and whenever the whole shelter in place happened in March, he was going to be kicked out of the dorm, but he could not go home for a number of reasons that I won't get into. And so my wife and I opened up our home to him. And within the first few days, he let me know that he had some pretty serious medical issues that were life-threatening. And he really did believe that he could die at any time. He had a brain aneurysm, and the doctors said it could not be operated on, and it was just going to have to be there. And they had him on some medication to alleviate some things, but it was not in any way something they felt like would remove the brain aneurysm. And he kind of prepared us for what it might look like if something happened to him. And so for him, it was very real that aneurysm could burst or whatever they do. I'm not familiar with the right terminology, but that it could take his life. And so he was with us for several months, and he and I did some DBS studies together and just had great spiritual conversations. And one night we just gathered up, and just he and I, and it was just very simple. There was nothing dramatic about it at all, but we just prayed that God would heal him. And then we went on. And at the end of his staying with us, before he got his apartment, he went and stayed with another family from church, and they ended up doing the same thing. They talked about his brain aneurysm. They had some spiritual conversation, and they prayed for his healing as well. And that was all back in the beginning of April, late March, early April, into May. And then I guess it's been about 3 weeks ago, he texted me. And again, he's a very understated guy, very quiet and shy. And he just texted and he said, I really wish I could tell you this in person, but I want to go ahead and tell you that I went to the doctor and they did a scan, an MRI, and the brain aneurysm is gone. God has healed me. And so that was incredibly exciting. And we've been studying Ephesians, and Ephesians over and over in chapter 1 says, to the praise of his glory. And this is just one of those events that is so clearly to the praise of God's glory, that he has taken this new young Christian who has so many things going against him, not just his health, but other things. And God just answered that prayer. And I just love that it was so simple, didn't require any fancy words or any kind of incantation. We just asked God, would you heal him? And God did it.